What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you another episode of Pokemon Y today. Today's episode is going to be number 8, and we're going to be taking on most of Route 6, and a little bit of Route 7, too. But first, before we do anything, to the south here of Route 7 is the mysterious berry field. And here is where we can plant berries and have them multiply and have them mutate into different berries. And it's all kind of... it's not really that complicated. Basically, all you have to do is plant a berry in the soil, and then you can water it with the Sprinkler-Tad, which is what this guy is going to give us in a second. He just gave us some orange berries and some peach berries. And yeah, basically that's all there is to it. It normally takes a few days in order for all these berries to grow. He's giving us the Sprinkler-Tad right now. And that's basically just how you multiply your berries. So if you only find, one that fell off a tree and you want to multiply it, let's say lumberry, you want multiple lumberries, you come here, plant it, water it, all of that good stuff, get a bunch of lumberries in return. So that's pretty cool. So first things first, I'm just going to demonstrate it really quick, because I'm not really that into this, honestly. So we'll just plant a peach berry here. And yeah, there it is. So the soil looks dry, so we need to water it. We're going to pull out our Sprinkler-Tad and get it all nice and moist. Yeah, that sounded bad. Anyway, over here is going to be the composter, and you put 3 berries in, and you can make some mulch to help the berries grow. It just gives them a little boost, basically. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So let's just see what else is here. It looks like a Miracle Seed, which is a held item that's going to increase the power of grass-type moves. So if you are using Bulbasaur, or if you are using Chespin, or Quilladin at this point, Miracle Seed could be useful at this point in the game. So this is their house, and they will tell you about mulch and different berries and stuff. Well, how to take care of the berries. Other than that, there's not really much that can be done here, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because it's not really that important. So, we're going to head back out onto Route 7 and see what was going on with that other guy from Chabonneau Castle. And Sean is going to join us, apparently. And look, it's a sleeping Snorlax. Oh, these things are always a problem. Here we go again, it's sleeping so soundly the end of the world wouldn't wake it. Look, it's practically a mountain, right? It's blocking the road completely. So that's a problem. Come now, sir, we need a Poke Flute. Wait, do you even have it anymore? Nope, I handed it over. Or you could say it was taken by the owner of the palace. What? Huh? What's a Poke Flute? Come on, Shauna. Basically, the Poke Flute is what we need to wake up Snorlax. But the Poke Flute is currently at Parfum Palace. I think that's how you say that. Or Parfum. Parfum Palace? I don't know. I'm not sure how that's exactly supposed to be pronounced. I wanted to say parfum because that's kind of French sounding, but I guess we'll just call it parfum. We'll call it parfum. We'll be American like that. So, it looks like there is a heal ball up there, which basically will just heal up any Pokemon that you capture. I'm probably just going to sell that, honestly. I don't really use those, and I don't like the way they look, so yeah. Now we need to head on to Route 6, the Palais Lane. And it looks really small. It looks like just literally a lane with a couple of trainers. But there's actually huge gardens, one on each side. There's a west garden and an east garden, both of which have multitudes of trainers and items as well. There's at least one TM that I know of that's in here. So we're going to be spending this episode walking through all this tall grass, weaving in and out. And you can't get to it from here. You actually can't jump over the ledge that way, so we need to go down this lane first. So before we can even get onto these little garden areas, we're going to have to battle these 2 trainers that are standing in our way. The first is this Taurus, and she's going to have a Pikachu to start off with. Looks like she has 3 Pokemon, so that's kind of unusual. I don't know if we've fought anybody that has 3 Pokemon yet. But I've got my Riolu here, Calpei the second. I'm going to go for that Force Palm and hope that I do not get paralyzed from static, and I don't, which is incredible. Normally, it's like a 100% chance for me to get paralyzed by it, but whatever. Alright, Pidgey is going to be next, and so Pidgey just has pretty bad defenses, and this thing's only at level 11, so I have a 10 level advantage on it. I can pretty much kill it with anything. I'm pretty sure I could kill it with Return. I might even come close with Quick Attack, but I'm just going to go for the Force Palm. Get for that, the 100% chance of KOing. I like that. Psyduck is next. And Cloud9, but there's like absolutely no chance of any weather being on the field right now, so that's not a problem. Just go for that Force Palm, again, right in the face, just absolutely bitch slap that Psyduck, and down it goes. So yeah, sorry Psyduck, sorry about that, but that's going to be it for that battle. We get 880 Poke Dollars for that win, which is always nice. And we have one more battle before we can get into the garden area, so that's kind of cool, I guess. We could use the experience, use the money, as always. And this lady also has 3 Pokemon at her disposal. So these tourists carry a lot of Pokemon, apparently. She's going to start off with a Zigzagoon at level 11. It's just a pure normal type. And it goes for that priority Baby Doll Eyes, which always goes first, lowers your attack, but I don't think it's going to matter. It doesn't. Force Palm is just too powerful. Down goes that Zigzagoon. I'm probably going to have to switch out here. Ralts is coming in. I don't know if Return will kill it with the lowered attack stats. Even though Ralts doesn't have the best in physical defense, a little bit worried it won't kill in one hit. So I'm going to switch out and let Shinobi get some action here. So I haven't really used Shinobi too much. So in comes the Ralts. It's at level 11. It's not going to live. A Water Pulse from a max special attack level 21 for Gaudier. No way. That Ralts goes down, and that HP bar just went down so fast. It just plummeted. Alright, out comes Gulpin, which is her last Pokemon. This thing is also at level 11. I don't think it's going to be able to stand up to a Water Pulse either. And no, it's not. Gulpin does have pretty decent defenses. It does have a rather high HP stat, so that's kind of useful as far as taking hits, but it's not going to be able to take that Water Pulse very well at all. So it went down. Sometimes in these bushes here you can get attacked, even though you're just kind of like skating down the lane. You can get attacked by Wild Venipede and Audino that kind of shoot out of the bushes. So hopefully at some point when I'm going back and forth you can see that happen. Hopefully, we'll see. But it's kind of hard to explain otherwise. Nonetheless, we have another double battle here against Pokefan family Jan and Aaron. And they're both going to have Furfrou, and they obviously have the special, like, hair thing going on, because you can take your Furfrou to a salon in Lumio City and get it done and have these different patterns. So they're both at level 14, and they're pretty bulky. So as you can see, it takes that that Water Pulse pretty nicely, and Force Palm, despite being super effective, does not kill. And that's because of its Fur Coat ability, which halves the amount of damage that Furfrou takes from physical attacks. So this thing can really be a physical wall. Thankfully, it doesn't have Cotton Guard right now at level 14, or I'd be in trouble. So let's see here. Oh, it's going to go for the Super Potion. Why do they have a Super Potion? That's going to completely heal up that male Furfrou. And Water Pulse will take out the female one, so we're down to 1 Pokemon that we have to face now, 2-on-1. But still, it's going to get at least one more attack off. Riolu's going to grow up to level 22, which is great. And Shinobi is also going to grow up to level 22. Fantastic. I don't know about Whiskers. Oh, it looks like he's going to grow up to 22 as well. Everybody grows up to level 22 all at once. I just went for the return there, thinking that that would kill him. But it's not going to. So let's just go for another return and a Water Pulse. That should be, well, no, we don't need to go for a return. I can just go for a copycat and go for 2 Water Pulses. How about that? Why not? Let's just be interesting in case Water Pulse doesn't kill. But it does kill. Furfrou can't take that after the return. And especially because we just grew a level as well. I did not take that into consideration. But the Furfrou goes down. Ivysaur is going to grow up to level 18, which is, I guess, cool. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's not a member of my team at all. It's just there for utility purposes. And mainly to, like, just put random stuff to sleep. So let's use a Repel. I don't feel like getting attacked in here. If you're interested in what wild Pokemon appear around here, this is the only place in the game that you can capture Honedge. The Steel and Ghost type evolves into Doublade and then eventually Aegislash, which is a competitive monster. It looks like there's a berry tree over here. A Guave berry. That's one of those berries that like restores 20 HP, but will confuse your Pokemon if it doesn't like it or something like that. Really stupid. I do not recommend using those at all. But anyway, what I was saying was the wild Pokemon here. Like I said, Honedge is one. Kecleon is another rare Pokemon that you can find here. I do not believe you can find Kecleon in the wild anywhere else. Not including the Friend Safari at all. I don't really want to include that because that's pretty much just the after game, and you have to find someone that has that Safari in order to get it anyway. So yeah, that's that. Oddish can also be found here. I do recommend that you capture one of those because they usually, well, actually at the level that they come at here, they'll have Sweet Scent, which is useful for attracting hordes if you want to have that for later. But yeah, that's pretty much that. You can also find Esper here, which is a Gen 6 Psychic-type Pokemon. Both the male and the female, you know, they have different forms and different movesets and all of that stuff. I don't believe their stats are any different, but they just learn different moves. So, and they have different abilities, too. So, if you're interested in any of those Pokemon, they're all available here. Nincada is another one that I missed. So, if you want to go the Ninjask or Shedinja route, you can. But like I said, I'm just using the repels because I don't want to be warding off wild Pokemon while I'm recording. That's not the point of the playthrough. It would take forever if I didn't do that. So I think there's a trainer over here somewhere. There he is. Okay, I knew he was over here somewhere. I was like, where the hell is he? Backpacker Roderick. And all he has is a Bunnelby. And that's not too bad at all. Not too bad at all, because I've got my Calpay the second out here. And I can just go straight for that. Force Palm is going to be super effective on Bunnelby's normal typing. And having it be at level 14 really doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. It's going to go down. I'm going to get 141 experience for that. And Calpay the second is going to grow up to level 23. 23. And that's it for this battle. I don't get that much money from it, but that's okay, I guess. And I really thought Riolu was going to evolve right there. I really, really did. But I guess not today. So I'm just going up here to see what other items I missed. I know there was a couple just hanging out over here somewhere. But that might actually be the last item that I missed over here. So we might be ready to head on over to the western side. Or not the western side. We're on the western side. Doi. I'm talking about the eastern side. The eastern garden. So yeah, looks like I got everything. Let's head over to that ledge that will lead us back onto the lane portion of the route. And yeah, I guess that was good timing because our repel just wore off. So like I said, sometimes when you go through here, you can get attacked by Venipede and Audino. Looks like it's not going to happen this time, but it's just something to watch out for. I believe that's the only place you can capture Venipede as well, so keep that in mind. And this lady will give us an Oranberry. I guess that's nice of her, but I don't really use them, so it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to take the eastern path and head into the eastern garden. And this should have a TM in it, so there's some pretty useful things in these gardens. So I would not skip it. I mean, it is completely optional. You don't have to battle any of these trainers. You don't need to at all. You can just go straight to the palace. But I do recommend going in here just for the experience and for the items. And it looks like that's going to be an antidote, which can heal poisoning. And I'll probably keep that, honestly, because I do get poisoned a lot. So let's battle this guy. I can definitely see his little hat poking out, or backpack, or whatever it was. I saw a little bit of yellow. It must be his backpack, because his backpack's yellow. So, Backpacker Jerome, he's going to have a Fletchling. This thing is normal and flying type, so I am perfectly okay with that. Perfectly okay with bringing in Whiskers to deal with this. I'm just going to go straight for that Ember, that rivalry boosted Ember. Good night, Fletchling. Or rather, good afternoon, but still. That's it for that battle. That wasn't much of a battle at all, and a lot of these aren't. I'm really looking forward to some higher level Pokemon coming up. X Speed is the item we're going to pick up on the western corner here. And that's, yeah, I hate the X items. I really do. I never use them. All I do is sell them. That's the only use I've ever found for you. Especially with the O powers now, you definitely don't even need the X items at all. So we have another trainer here. Come on, bring out your Pokemon. Okay, she's calling me out. So, Tourist Mari, I don't know, whatever. She's going to have an Illumise, and that's going to be a pure Bug-type Pokemon. They're always female. That's unfortunate for the rivalry thing. I'll just go for the Ember, and it barely survives. And thankfully, it's just going to go for that play nice. And that doesn't bother me really at all, because, I mean, that just lowers my physical attack, and even if it was special attack, it really wouldn't matter, because it had such low HP that it couldn't take a hit regardless. So we'll get some nice 420 experience points from that, grow up to level 23, and Whiskers is trying to learn Fire Fang. I'm not going to teach that to him because it is a physical attack, and this thing has much higher special attack, and it's EV trained in special attack as well. So physical fire moves, it's not really worth the increase in base power, just because even though Ember is only 40, it's still going to do more damage with that higher special attack. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. This tourist, Takemi, or whatever it was, if I read that correctly, he's going to have Illumise's Firefly counterpart, Volbeat. These things are always male, so that's great for Whiskers because I get that rivalry boost going on, and Ember is undoubtedly going to just completely ruin this thing's day. So down goes that Volbeat. Shinobi, surprisingly, is going to grow up to level 23. He's trying to learn the move Round, and that actually has a decent power, base power of like 60, I think, but I'm not going to teach it to him. He's got Thief, so, I mean, he's got Water Pulse as well, so I'm just really not worried about teaching him another normal move. That's not really necessary. Over here, there's a hidden item. I just happen to know exactly where it was. It's a tiny mushroom, so you can sell that for like 250 Poke Dollars, which is pretty cool. So that's really the only dowsing machine item that you can find here, the only hidden item, so that's why I wanted to show it. And it has some use, I guess. So we have one more battle here against a youngster Jacob. In fact, there might be one more battle after that, and that might be the end of the route. That might, I mean, not the end of the route, but just the end of what we need to find in this route. So he's going to start off with a Croagunk at level 11, poison and fighting type, but it usually has that dry skin ability, which makes it weak to fire. So end up getting that crit on the Ember. I'm pretty sure it would have killed anyway. Beedrill's going to be next. And this thing's at level 13. It is fully evolved, so I have to be aware of that, but I have a 10 level advantage on it, so that Ember should kill, especially with the rivalry, and Beedrill's going to go down, so that's awesome. And I think that was his last Pokemon. I get almost 500 in experience from that too, which is cool. And not really any money because he's a youngster, and youngsters are all broke. Broke. Okay, my Repel wore off. I have to be running low on Repels. I feel like I've used so many in this area. And there's the TM that I was talking about, and let's just go grab that really fast. It's going to be TM09, which is Venoshock. And that's an okay move, especially when paired with something like Poison Powder or Toxic, because it doubles in power when the opponent is poisoned. I probably won't use it simply because I don't think I'm going to be using a poison type on my team. But yeah, not a bad move at all. And that's pretty much all the items. That's everything that we had to do in this route. So we got it all done in one episode, and I got it done a little bit faster than I thought I was going to. Next time, we can take on everything that's going to be in this palace, and there's really not that much to it. We have to get our first HM, which is going to be HM01. That's going to be cut. We should get that next time. Also, we'll probably get the Poke Flute, because that's the main reason for coming here. And after that, we can go wake up Snorlax and, you know, get on with our lives. Move on past Route 7, finally. And there is a connecting cave over there that's going to be containing the next member of our team. So maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but that's what's coming up in the next episode or two. But thank you guys very much for watching. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you for the next episode. But until then, game on.